Some of the best weapons and armor in Black Myth Wukong are locked behind secret bosses, so today we're going to hunt down Red Loong and get you the first of 2 materials needed to craft the Loongwreath Staff. Just bear in mind that you will need to be at Chapter 2 in the game to be able to access this secret boss who's waiting in Chapter 1. That makes sense, right? No faffing around, let's get started. Shortly after arriving in Chapter 2's desert area, you're going to want to make your way to the desert entrance. From here, follow this path around the main gate, taking down some of the easy enemies along the way because why not? Don't worry too much about these guys, instead head through the gate to your right and get ready to take on the King of Flowing Sands and his son, the second Rat Prince. The king spends most of the fight running around annoying you, throwing rocks at you. Your attention should be on the prince, as he can be a formidable opponent this early in the game when you don't have very good gear. As with all bosses in this game, focus on his movement and be patient. The prince can be very aggressive but also gives you plenty of opportunities to strike. If you defeat the prince while the king is still alive, he'll scurry off and we'll find him at a later point. The next step is working your way to the Valley of Despair, which is just up the road from where you currently are. You're going to want to work your way down into the cave and you'll get a cutscene where the King of Flowing Sands is summoning his eldest son, the first Rat Prince. He wants the big guy to avenge his family, and that doesn't really work out too well for him.
Go and hunt the monkey. I'm your father.
Oh, and just in case you took out the Rat Prince first, you'll be given a pungent flesh chunk in your inventory and you'll be able to use that to summon the big guy. Jump down and prepare yourself for a fun fight. The first Rat Prince hits really hard, but he's also incredibly slow. Dodging in this fight is going to be your best friend. Anytime you see him loading up an attack, drop whatever you're doing and run like Peter Griffin chasing a piece of candy. Your objective for this fight, though, is not only to take down the big guy, but also to use this lovely beast, getting him to launch one of his charge attacks at the wall with a bunch of strange symbols on it. It's this big thing right here, you can't exactly miss it. When done successfully and you've defeated the first prince, you'll notice a secret cavern opens up waiting for you to explore it. If you weren't able to get the first prince to break the wall, you can use the Wandering Wight spirit attack to break the wall yourself. And if you're stuck on the Wandering Wight because he is a particularly tough enemy, or perhaps you want to find the first secret boss of Chapter 1, Elder Jinchi, I've got a video walking you through that whole process. There'll be a card on screen or a link in description. As you enter the chamber, you will find a lonely chest containing the Loong Scales. With these, you'll finally be able to head back to Chapter 1 and discover the other secret boss waiting for you, the Red Loong, and many others going forward. Finding the Red Loong can be a little bit tricky as it's off the beaten path, so start at the shrine outside the forest and follow this path, sticking to the left-hand side until you arrive at a hidden waterfall. As you approach, you will be able to interact with the waterfall itself using the Loong Scales to reveal Red Loong's secret area. Now, although Red Loong may look like a mighty beastie, and he does pack a punch, he's actually pretty easy to defeat. He definitely has some powerful attacks, and the tail is somewhat unpredictable, but there is a trick to this one. After making him flinch, the Red Loong may keel over, giving you a chance to sneak around to the electrically charged pots on his back, striking as much as possible and as heavy as possible to deal a remarkable amount of damage as the pots explode. After doing this 2 to 3 times, utilizing your transformations, your spirit attacks, and the Wind Tamer, if you have it at this point in the game, you'll defeat the secret boss and be rewarded with a bunch of will, experience, a long pearl, which will be essential later in the game, and a chest that contains the Boshan Censer curio, and of course, the Thundertail material, which you'll be using to create the Loongwreath Staff. Congratulations! Now you only have 1 more material to find. I'll have a separate video showing you how to get the final materials needed for the staff, the Thunderbone and the Refined Sand, as well as reaching 2 secret areas in Chapter 2, taking down the Black Loong and whatever the hell this monstrosity is. For now, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tap that subscribe button to stay updated with the latest Black Myth Wukong content. I love your faces. You're amazing, you're beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next one.